Good evening and welcome to the Be the CEO of Your Life live show. I'm Yvonne of Amaze Yourself. And here we make business growth easier. I share strategies and insights to help you double your business while reducing your working hours. Plus, you'll hear from industry experts who reveal how to scale with focus and freedom. So get ready to work smart, earn more, and live better. And today is a very special day because we have Heather here. Heather, hi.
Hi, Yvonne. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to everybody watching and listening. Um, you have something amazing coming up, but first, for the people that don't know you yet, please introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Yes. Hello, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Heather Antoinette Kollar, and I am the founding partner of the Heather A. Kollar Agency, of H2O Cleanse, and Vision Me.
I love that. And we're going to talk about something special because I know a lot of people beginning of the year are working on their goals, already have set their goals, and now they're like eager to make it happen this year. And you have the most amazing tool that can help people to just, blow their business out of the park, so to say. And it is something that not a lot of people tap into. So tell us what you have so we actually can take a deep dive.
Yes, well, that means the world to me for you to say that, Yvonne. I really appreciate it. So, we are in our seventh annual year of hosting Vision Me. So, this year it's Vision Me 2025. And Vision Me is an immersive experience where we take people through three different steps. We take you through an audacious step, we take you through a tenacious step, and then we take you to a gracious step. And all of these things are to help you to silence the noise, to take back your power, and to create your dream life in a simplified and proven way. So we are thrilled. We're thrilled for 2025. It's a really special year. There's so much going on in the world. And again, it's our seventh year. So we have a lot of momentum. We have a lot of repeat members showing up, and I'm going to be 50. So it's a really special year for me. I'm in my 49th year. So I'm trying to finish really well.
I love that. And I love that you say that you're going to finish really well. This is an important year for you. I think for most people, unknowingly, this is a very important year.
I think
Now,
so.
I'm not big on numbers myself, on numerology, but I've heard this again and again. And because you say I'm finishing something, this year is a 9 year, right? If you add everything up,
It's a 7 year too. It's a 7 year too. Seven times nine. Yes.
there we go. And nine means that it comes to a completion.
Hmm.
It's right the end before we take off. So that makes this event even more important. And I just want to share a story with you because I was there last year in
Yes,
person
you were. We were so privileged. Yes.
and it was amazing. And what astonished me was that there were so many very highly successful entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
Because many of these events, especially when people talk about, okay, double your business, go big or go home, it appeals to more starting entrepreneurs. But this one was with many very successful entrepreneurs, many of which were actually there and they were about to get their business ready to be sold.
Yes.
So successful, it's like, okay, I can sell it to someone. And I was a bit like, wow, I would not have expected them to be here because they're already doing so well. So why would they still be here? Well, first of all, of course, they're very ambitious, which I think we all are. And the second thing, what I found out when I had these conversations with them, was that they actually told me that this wasn't the first event they attended. It was one of the many events. But what I found even more interesting is that they told me that the techniques and the tools they got in the Vision Me event was what actually accelerated their business
Hmm.
beyond taking regular action. And that's what I really love. And they were also, truly visualizing it. And they told me it's about more than the physical, but we have physical reminders to see where we're going. And they showed me some of the pictures of cars, and I was like, okay, what's this about? And then they told me last year, I put this picture up as a sign that I would hit a certain threshold in my business. And when I would hit
Mhm.
the threshold, I would have a certain amount coming to me and to reward myself, but also, again, as a physical reminder, I would have the car knowing that I established that I made it come into reality. And there were many stories like that. There was someone
Mhm.
with a beautiful watch, there was someone with a car. And I was like blown away because, as a matter of fact, they were all male, very down to earth, not in any airy fairy business at all. Yet
Yes.
they told me that this event was life changing to them personally and life changing to their business as well. So tell us about you. You've told us about the three steps, but tell us a bit more. What can I expect if I sign up?
Yes. So this event is designed for people who need to consistently live their best life, right? We hear this term all the time, but we all know people who are not really interested in living their best lives. They're okay. They believe the worst is going to come in 2025 because of all of the atrocities that are happening right now. Malibu is about to burn. I hate to say it, but the town of Malibu in California is nearly on fire. Much of California is on fire. And so we can point to atrocities all the time. And whether it's that level of extreme challenge or trauma, or just daily situations that make us switch our vision to the negative, this event is for people who are committed to always doing better, to soaking up every moment of their life because they have a genuine care for the world. They have a genuine care for the time they have here living. They genuinely care for others. That's why you didn't meet any jerks at our event, right? You're going to meet people who are not only successful, but they know they have to always sharpen their sword. So this is really for people who want and know they need to sharpen their sword always. This is not for people who don't want to put 100% down or feel like they just want to coast. We get to a level where coasting helps us, but that's not the starting point. What you can expect here is to actually identify and crystallize the greatest vision of your life, not based on your past performance and not based on the unknown of tomorrow. We're actually harnessing those two things for our benefit. You know, one of my favorite people who's ever lived is Helen Keller, right? And what I love so much about her is that she was deaf and she was blind. She learned how to speak eventually by the grace of her mentor, but she was a deaf and a blind woman. And she said, what is worse than not having sight? She said, not having vision. So, what is vision and how powerful is it truly? And why must we take so much time to curate it and to protect it and to develop it? It's because it can take a woman like Helen Keller, who was deaf and blind, send her to Harvard and make her the publisher of 14 books. A woman where there's institutes created all over the world to help people, and she's fostered so much change both in her life and afterwards. So vision is a really important thing. Another thing that I've recently seen, one weekend I was home and I was watching Netflix. So I put on the Simone Biles Rising story, and you'll see this on the website on the visionme2025.com. And what I loved about this is because we all know the challenges and the heartbreaking mental anguish that Simone went through in the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, where she had to bow out gracefully and, you know, she was just mentally stressed. The most decorated Olympian of all time. So she comes back in 2024, goes to the Paris Olympics, and right before she's getting ready to perform for the gold all around, she starts to feel anxious. She starts to have kind of a breakdown, and she has to remind herself, I've done everything that I can do. I practiced religiously. I did my best. And you know what she said? She said, I do my visualizations. So I'm not going to fail again. So if you don't know, Olympians, as part of their official training, have to go through visualization exercises. Of course, she went on to win the all around gold, two more gold medals, and a silver. for me, it's just so much evidence of why having a real game plan about creating and maintaining your visualizations, your visions for your greatest life are so important, because life is going to go awry. Things are going to happen. The worst can happen. And when the worst happens, that may be when you need your visions even more. And so after that, we go into creating game plans and strategies and an action plan for you to actually implement and achieve the things that you have visions about. The stages are there because we have to have the audacity to become who we believe we can become. We need the tenacity to do what we have to do. But after all that's said and done again, we have to let grace step in. And that's what happens.
I love that. And I also want to emphasize, because I love the examples you're giving, right? Not the least examples, Helen Keller, Simone Biles. Um, it's not that simple. For me, that's critical to emphasize, because it's not that simple. It may sound simple now because we're at the beginning of the year and everybody's like, "Ooh, it's going to happen," and but there's a couple of things that I want to emphasize from my own experience is
Sure.
that, first of all, life always takes over,
Life
right?
takes over.
So now we're happy. Now we're like, oh, everything is going to happen. But reality comes. Sometimes nasty things happen. And then, you may not feel it. But if you revisit that vision, and I'll come back to that, but if you revisit it, you cannot do anything else than believe in it.
It
Like,
has to be a way of life. And
that's,
that's what we focus on,
yes.
creating a way of life.
Yes. And what I really want to emphasize is that it's not that easy to write down a good vision. That's why you need this. Because if
Yes.
you just think, oh, it's going to be all right, this is what's going to happen, I'm going to, I don't know, double my business or whatever goal
Hmm.
you have, without going through the exercises that you're going to give us, it's not the same. You're not going to have the same effect. You're not going to be the one on the event next year that is going to show me your beautiful car, because
Right,
you
right.
kind of,
No, you have 20 years of real business development and coaching experience that you're going to benefit from, plus everyone in the room. So,
yes,
because we attract a certain caliber of professional and business owner, everybody comes with their experiences and their resources and their insights. So that's definitely part of why we bring specific people together.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I love
And
it.
this is also great for teams, right? So we love working with teams who need to all get on the same page, get in stroke. So when I was in high school, I used to row. I was a crew member. I sat in the power seat of four on port. And, the boat does not move if people are not in unison. But when we get that perfect unison, it's so beautiful because the boat actually rises out of the water and it just glides.
Yeah,
When you're not, you could do something called catching a crab, and the boat will turn over, and everybody's now in the water fighting for their life. So we don't want teams to be catching crabs, okay?
it works. It works really well. And
Yeah.
and what I love about that is that it's in a different way that we often forget about, but it's very important in teams to work together in a different way and to
Hmm.
kind of work together on something that they all can tap into. That's really important from,
Yeah, because
from,
everybody's coming as a whole person. Right?
yes,
So we can share business goals. We may even share some personal goals. A lot of people come with a friend or business partner, and so they plan to take these dream trips. Right? We said we want to go to Monte Carlo and spend 3 weeks in the summer and sail all around the Mediterranean. So these are things that you want to do. Bring your partner, bring your best bud, bring your best gal, because when you tap into a shared vision, right? That's even more powerful. And I believe very heavily in the Almighty, and it's one of, Yah's definitely a major force in my life. And so two scriptures that I hold so dearly, one is Habakkuk, I hope I say that right, there's people who say it differently, but 2:2, which is write the vision down and make it plain so that people can run with it. So a
mm,
lot of the times we have to create our own visions clearly. We have to crystallize them so other people understand who we are, what we're about, how we're going to help them, how they're going to benefit, what's their role in all of this. So that makes so much sense because business leaders need to delegate, right? That's one of your favorite words, Yvonne, and now it's one of mine. We need to delegate. But if we're not clear on what we're delegating, people are going to be confused. And confusion is not a really good thing,
No.
right? So if you're a business owner that wants to give your people the best so that they can be the best, then this event is definitely for you. Personal visions, tangible things. You talked a lot about physical things that we want. Physical things aren't everything, but they make life nice, right? And the fruits of our labor are really good. You may want to give, you may want to contribute more to others. Excellent reason. And then we have family, right? A lot of us, we want to, and this is why I love you so much, Yvonne, because you're so good with helping people do this, which is, people need to work smarter so they can earn more and live better. Well, what does living better mean for a lot of people? It means I don't want to work every single weekend. I know I have to work really hard, but maybe I need to grow my team so that I can have my weekends together. Working with you, Yvonne, I've been able to really wrap up my week around 3 o'clock on Fridays almost every week. Before I met you, I thought I was working 7 days a week, and I was just losing time all the time, right? Losing time and money and resources because no one can really do that.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that people just love and why they keep returning.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And I think it's very, very important to, I love the phrase live better.
Oh,
And as you
so
say,
good.
it's about the intangibles as well. And from my personal experience, when I was wrapping up this year, some very nasty things happened. One of the things was I live high on a mountain, and we were driving home one night. It was around 7, and it's a curvy road.
Winding. Yeah.
And we were driving, and we were hit by a drunk driver, frontal, and our
When
car
you told
was,
me that, I
yeah.
was just distraught.
It's like your life flashes by. The car, anyway, it had a big impact on us. And I must be honest, I'm not a scary driver at all. I love curvy roads, but then I really had to get back into it. So, and there were other things that weren't pleasant at all. So I was a bit at the end of the year, I was like, my gosh, if I look back on the year, it wasn't a great year at all. I was really like a bit like, hmm. And then I was waking up in the new year, and I was up early, and my love was still very fast asleep, and I was like, okay, I'm not moving because I'm going to wake him up. So I'm going to be quiet. And I was just scrolling through my phone, and I saw this challenge to share your year in 2 highlights a month. And I was like, oh, that's fun. So I started scrolling through all my memories, all my pictures, all my, little videos. And I actually had to go back because you could only do 2 a month, and I had already way more.
Right, right.
But I limited myself, okay, only 2 a month. And by looking through all these beautiful memories, and all the things we've done, and all the fun we had, and I was just, wow, I had the most amazing year ever.
Isn't that incredible?
And
How
it's
did
all
you feel?
it's what do you focus on? What do you
It's
see?
what you
What is
focus on.
your
Yes.
vision?
Yes.
And it was just a reminder for me to flip the coin, right?
Hmm.
There's always a dark side and there's a bright side. And yes, there are very dark moments, but the more you focus on those dark moments, like I did, because of,
Anyone, the best of us can go down the rabbit's hole in a negative way. The best of us can do it, and we can do it really easily. And that's why it's so critically important. It's like life saving important to be able to have the skills, the know-how, and to have your life set up so that you are going to focus on your vision. One of my greatest virtual mentors, he always says, you have to make decisions that support your vision. So I like to call them vision-based decisions. Is this going to help me further my vision of my life? And if it's not, then I can't make that decision, right? I can only make decisions that support this. And we make over 7,000 decisions a day, people. So I haven't gotten it yet where it's like every single decision, but it's growing and it's improving, right? And it really starts from the moment we wake up. And just like you said, Yvonne, you felt great. You were elated. You went from being in a slump to being like, oh my gosh, my life rocks,
Yeah,
right? And
for
so
sure.
we need to feel that because we are human beings and we need to be in that state, in that energy, in that state of gratitude, right? What can you be super thankful for right now?
Yeah,
That's going to change your outlook. It's going to change the way you feel versus if you're thinking about everything that went wrong and how many times you failed. Because I guarantee you, anyone watching this right now, you have made it through 100% of all of your bad times. You
yeah,
just have because you're here, right? And this is how we need to recondition ourselves. It's a matter of being trained, right? If you're going to win, you have to be trained. So how are we going to train people? How are we going to train ourselves? So this is what I'm so excited for, because it works, and we're so fortunate to have so many people who've come back year after year. We're so excited for our new members and our new participants. We have bonuses. We have over $1,000 of bonuses. You can see right here, we have a incredible 75% off coupon, life 75, the word life and 75, no spaces, because we just want as many people as we can get in the room. This year it is going to be virtual. We do have an upcoming in-person event, but this is really the preliminary stage. We're raising the bar. So now we want people to get the basics, get the foundation laid, and then we're just going to keep it going. We're so excited.
I love that. So, Heather, tell us a bit about how the day looks like. When is it? What time is it? How long
Yes,
is it?
yes,
What
yes.
can people expect?
So it's happening on January 26th, which is a
Mhm.
Sunday, because we don't want any excuses for people taking and carving out 4 hours that you're going to dedicate to yourself. So
Right.
this is a virtual event. We may have an in-person session in Central Jersey, depending on how many people really want to meet in person. We have the space, we can do it, but this is a virtual event. We want to help more people. We've sold out. Every year we've done it, we've sold out. So if we can sell out online, I really don't know what that looks like. So maybe I need to get a clear vision so we can reach
Yes.
that goal. I think my room capacity is actually 5,000 if I
Right.
think about it. So, right, all we got to do is ask the question and we can figure it out. I did know that already. And so it's January 26th. It's from 3 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. So we wanted to put it in the latter part of the day. Take advantage of it being dark outside so it doesn't seem like you're giving up too much time. And we're going to dive deep. We're going to dive deep. Everyone who registers is going to get a pre-workbook, a pre-event workbook, so you can start to prepare and really dig deep into your vision. And look, this is the greatest vision of your life. You are not to try and figure out how it's going to happen. That is not the assignment. That is not the assignment. The assignment is to figure out what is it that keeps on rubbing you day in and day out, week in and week out, year in and year out, that you just can't kick, and you just know this is meant for me.
Mm.
This is who I'm supposed to be. This is the life I'm supposed to live. These are the things we need to really tap into. Because as I use the example with Simone Biles, the most decorated Olympian of all time, okay? Yes, she has the audacity. Yes, she loves what she does. Yes, she puts in the work, but she gets scared. She gets tired. She cries. It gets hard. So we're not thinking about those things. We are not thinking about those things. So it's going to be a fantastic day, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And we're going to crystallize. We call it the diamond cut experience. We're going to take this pressure and we are going to make diamonds.
I love that. I love that. And for everybody who is watching, we have a 75% discount. You can use the QR code to go immediately to the website and register now. Don't wait because the
No,
discount is going to go rather
the discount
quickly.
is going to go away. Yes, it's definitely going to go away.
And we really want you there because it's going to make a big difference in your life, in your business, and overall. And you will not get this anywhere else. So
Yep.
I really invite people to join. So Heather, before we wrap it up, is there one final thing you want to share with people?
What's one thing that I'd like to share? Let me see. I have a couple of notes here. Just get in the room. That's what I would say. Just get in the room. You know, what you're looking for, what you're feeling for is possible. We have, go to the website. You can read the testimonies from all different kinds of people who are running nonprofits, people who've lost their children, people who are, questioning if the career and the business that they've built is still the place they need to be. People are looking to grow teams. People who are expanding their business. We have one gentleman, Kyle, who first came, and he was basically running his company out of Queens in New York and on Long Island a little bit. And he said, Heather, I need to do events. I want to do events. Fast forward a few years, he's in 4 major metropolitan areas. He does about 4 events a month now, and his business is exploding. But he had to realize what his vision was and that it was possible. So get in the room. Get in the room.
I love that. All right. Well, it's going to be amazing. I look forward to seeing you all there. Join Vision Me. Heather, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you so
here.
much, Yvonne. I appreciate you.
All right. And if you were watching, if you were listening, sign up, do it today, because otherwise you're missing out. But for now, thank you for joining us on the Be the CEO of Your Life live show. If you are an entrepreneur looking to double your business while working less, let's connect. My Freedom Accelerator program is here to guarantee growth without the grind. Connect with me here on this platform or visit my website at www.amaze-yourself.com to discover how we can take your business to the next level. See you next week. Amaze yourself.